Okay.
I don't see that.
You want me to just do it for you? Because we're not going to be doing this much.
No, I got it. I got it.
Okay, cool.
She, as she's preparing all this bedding for you, she also brings down a series of 3 scrolls and a small pouch, and hands it to Zenorin. Actually, she explains that these are 3 ritual scrolls that she has created. They are attuned to the slaying stone, and they show a ghostly image of the item if it's nearby when you perform the ritual. She also brings down a map, which I'm about to link to you guys. Let's see here. So that is the map of Charis Dawn, and she can point out a few areas of interest on this map. Most specifically, she thinks that from her writing or from her readings, she believes the stone may be either in the temples or in the mansions. So the temples are at number 4. The mansions are number 9. That's where the noble family lives, so she thinks that might be another good place for it. And I believe the other place she thinks it might be is the library, which is number 3.
3, 4, 9.
Yeah, the other areas you've got a tavern, a trade district, a slum district, stables,
And this is
hot
all
springs.
filled with... This is a goblin-occupied city, so there will be no humans.
Any human that would
Well,
be
I
there
just
would be having a pretty bad day.
Yes.
And being
She's-
must
And
be dead.
also, I have a question about the ritual scrolls. I can only use them 3 times.
Yes,
that
that's right. Yeah. And they will tell you if the item is nearby. She warns you again, she stresses there are an incredible number of goblins stationed there, and stealth will be paramount. If you were to somehow alert the goblins of your presence, you would be in dire danger. There's more than just goblins there. In fact, in the southwestern part of the city, the slums, let me double check these numbers here. Yes, in the southwest of the city, the slums are actually inhabited by kobolds. They are subservient to the goblins, but they are not necessarily happy about the relationship, and there may be an opportunity to exploit things there if you choose to take that route. But all in all, I would advise you to keep as quiet and try to avoid drawing any attention to yourselves.
So what do you guys suggest? Should we go for slums and look for more allies, or I think we have a big enough party here to hit one of the 3 likely places where the stone is hidden?
I think with Deacon and 2 dwarves along, it's going to be very unlikely we're going to be able to go in stealthily. I'd
I
rather
can
go...
do anything against dwarves.
No,
Dwarves are short
but
now.
dwarves aren't particularly, especially heavily clad dwarves, aren't particularly good at stealth.
You know, someone who's dead isn't someone that will spot you. You have to be alive to actually spot someone.
True, but that would alert the army if we had to start a big engagement.
Once we get there, you will see there will actually be a few different sort of mechanisms you can use to avoid drawing attention. Certainly being stealthy directly is one, but there will be a variety of skills that you can employ to help keep you away from danger. We'll get to that when we get there.
Well, the dwarves are
Like
about as
making
ugly as
diversion.
goblins, so they could pretend to be goblins and hold us captive.
Oh, and I do speak goblinish. Just putting it out there.
You ready?
I am very fluent in goblish.
Okay.
And I believe the kobolds
you would be
speak
out on the
Draconic
fathom.
natively.
Which I know.
One last thing.
I'd go for befriending the kobolds just because it'd be more allies to use as meat shields if we ever had to have an engagement.
But
They could turn on us,
end
though.
up be the... Yeah, they could turn on us.
Yeah, but that's always a possibility. With any allies.
As Triona prepares
So
to turn in for the night, she does say, "Oh, one more thing. There were numerous volumes of mine in the library in Don Charis when we left, and if you happen to see them and can retrieve them, I will provide you with an additional reward. It is not terribly important, but it would be very, very nice to have my writings back."
I like additional rewards. I think we know where we're going.
So she wants some books?
Yeah, she'll
So
give you
where
a
is
list
this
of
again?
5 important books. She doesn't know where they would be. They may have been collected in the library or in the nobles' mansions.
Okay. So we have to, screw the temple. We're gonna hit the library or the nobles things first, as they're likely place to have the stone as well.
We go for the use one scroll. If the scroll doesn't react, carry on to the library, get the books, see if the slave stone is here. If there is not, move into the manor.
Yes, but I would say go to the... So we are ditching the slum, exploit the locals tactics. Because I think we have a big enough party and they may be more dangerous than they're worth.
There's probably goblin guards as well.
18 seconds on wolves. I'm not sure if goblins will take much longer.
True, but we don't really want to face an army.
Wolves. Yeah,
True
there
that.
would be much more much more goblins.
Well,
now that Quill's super hacks macros aren't working, we should probably have an easier time.
Charis,
True, that is
True
correct.
that.
Alker can actually provide a
So,
couple of
what do we
suggestions
think
about how to
the
enter.
library or the temple
Let's hit the library.
or the mansion.
I'd
I'll
rather hit
say
the library
library.
first. It's just in the, at the very beginning.
If you'd like, Alker can provide
No,
you with a
and
couple of different options
one-
for how to
one more
enter the
to-
town itself.
Yes, I want to talk to Termina. Will the books be held together or will they be separated?
They were not a bundle, so there's no reason to expect them to be together necessarily.
And what reward shall we get for the books? A monetary value, if you will.
She would give you another 100 gold for each volume return. That's 100 gold for the party as a whole, so 20 each or however many people you are.
So on a very minuscule amount, depending on the volumes. How many did she say you lost?
5.
5.
So shall we
that's
go
nearly
hit
100
the
each.
library? Yeah, so we'll get 200 if we get everything. Yeah, but we can haggle for more money, so it's alright.
True.
So, who would we have to talk? Alfkirk for ways to enter the town?
Yes, if you'd like. He was one of the town leaders, so he's got a lot of knowledge of it. He's very familiar with the town.
Alright, then we shall go talk to him. How shall we enter this town? What ways?
Well, and he gets you to pull out your map again. I suppose there are 3 ways I would probably consider to enter the town. Perhaps the most direct would simply be to try to walk through the gates themselves. And he points at number 1 at the map.
It's a bit obvious.
But
I just have a
goblins
quick
aren't that smart,
question.
Even if they do.
My languages on my character sheet, they just say common and deep languages. So I'm wondering, do you know what I put, or did I not put any secondary languages?
Well, the deep tongue would be your second language, wouldn't it?
No, it just says deep speech, common and deep speech.
Right. Deep speech is a language. Is a separate language. It's
Oh, okay.
a language of a lot
okay.
of like underground people and things.
I see.
All right. So yes, the gate is obviously carries the greatest penalty for failure, but if you can manage to somehow sneak in there, maybe when there's a change of guard, it would certainly be the quickest and easiest that way. The alternative, and he points over on the west-hand side, is you could try to cross the river into the slums. That would definitely be another option. The third way may be to approach from the east through the forest. As long as you don't get lost in the woods themselves, they might allow you to enter into a little bit more directly into some of the locations. For example, that would give you very, very quick access to the library, nobles' quarters, and the hot springs, the baths.
Yeah, but the forest is going to have a lot of shit in it, isn't it? Like wolves and stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
We
we do
have
have
Probably.
a
elf to accompany that.
Elverin.
Oh, hi. So now you need
I am
an
sure.
elf.
Oh, if he's going to
We
give
all
attitude
have
like that, let's
uses.
forget about it.
I believe we can trust the Elvendred. And we might have to hit the noble quarters first, since it is directly on the way if we're going to enter from the forest.
And
That sounds about as good as any
don't-
plan.
I don't see any Griffin be near the hot springs, to be honest. I don't see why they would be washing.
Yeah, goblins don't wash much, do they?
Maybe it's the one area in town guaranteed not to have any goblins at all.
Yes. That
Could
maybe
be.
we could.
Perhaps the soap works as a repellent for goblins.
Would you happen to have additional soap on you we may take on our journey?
Coat your weapon in soap.
Detergent.
Anything that smells pretty.
So, what are we doing? We're going by the forest?
Yeah,
I vote for
I
it.
think the gate's a bit too obvious, and from the west, you'd have to go through the slums, which is a bit... I don't know, I can't really trust
Risky.
the kobolds.
Yes. Then forest it is.
Alright.
Now, please kindly give us directions.
Yes, that's fine. You'll get all the directions to get to the town. You have no doubt that you can get there. Well, in fact, you can just continue to follow the high road for quite some time. It goes directly to Charis Dawn, but he tells you an area that you'll probably want to split off from the road, lest you walk directly into the front gate. And that'll be the roundabout path you'll take to enter the city from the forest. Any other preparations you'd like to make tonight or tomorrow morning before leaving?
I'm good.
Take some booze.
Yeah.
Yes, we would
Booze.
like some booze. Booze is good. We can bribe
Can
them
we
with it too.
can we take some of the stale bread that she had, in our adventure kits?
Yes, absolutely. She will provide you with a hearty breakfast. She's got some more bread that she spreads some nice bacon fat on, give you plenty of energy for marching throughout the day.
Bacon.
And she'll pack you all
Everything's
some
good with
supplies
bacon.
for the 3 days that you need to get to Charis Dawn.
Then we shall be off in the morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't want to live right next to the goblin-infested town. They want a little bit of space.
I guess that's understandable.
I have a question for one of them. Do they know what has happened to the humans? Are they like slaves or something? Or are they all dead? Or have they run away? Or what?
The ones that weren't killed in the invasion have all run off. Luckily, the goblins don't seem to be the type to keep slaves, well, for better or for worse. So I don't expect that you'll find any humans within the town itself. But most of the people became refugees in other cities.
I thought the kobolds, or whether subservient, isn't that slaves?
Well, no, they don't. They sure as heck don't get a lot of respect. That's for sure. But they're just like a
Okay.
lower rank in their military. They, yeah.
Second class citizens.
They're basically the bodies of the army, that take all the hits. Before, the real army takes the hits.
Alright, that is all the questions I have. Anybody else anything?
I guess not.
Nope. It's good for
I
me.
think we're good.
But what can we expect in the forest besides wolves? Is there any haunted thing that we should know about? Some evil creature? Some huge issues that we'll encounter?
Unless you stumble around blindly, I don't think there's any specific danger that you have to be warned about.
Okay, cool.
Just try not to get lost. Alright, so with that, you guys take your leave of Triana and Alkirk, and head north, deeper into the Howling Woods, in the direction of Charis Dawn. The trip itself is fairly uneventful. As I said, you can stick to the road for most of it, but then as you approach, you do crest a hill, and you can see just in the distance, you can see Charis Dawn, and this is the marker that you were told to diverge off the main road and enter the forest and try to make your way to the city. So at this point, we're going to enter into something called a skill challenge. And what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make a variety of skill checks to try to make your way to the city. You're going to be trying to avoid dangers. You're going to try maybe trying not to get lost, and you're also potentially going to require a little bit of stealth just to be able to enter the city stealthily. So the way it works is, yeah, everyone's going to take a turn, say something that they're doing. Look at your skill list, try to think of a skill that you have that might be applicable to the situation, just describe what you're doing, and then make a roll with your skill. And then you need a certain number of successes before you achieve a certain number of failures, and then you will have completed the skill challenge and gotten into the city. Because you're going through the forest, there is a special twist on this one. When at any time any character makes a skill check, another character needs to make a nature check at the same time to avoid getting lost. So basically this is like, people are doing stuff, but our ranger Erevan maybe is guiding them through the forest as they do so.
I
one
also
thing we
have a
could do-
high nature, so there's two
That's
of us
good.
supporting you.
That's excellent.
One thing we could do if we ever find a complete, like a sheer bluff, instead of going around it, I can just use athletics and climb up and then use, pass down some rope and you guys can shimmy up behind me.
In fact, you could do that very much. Why don't you take the lead and make the first skill check and use your athletic skill to do just that.
Alright, so athletics.
So yeah, this is sort of a little bit of like a cooperative storytelling. You guys are traveling through the woods, and yes, you've met some obstacle like a sheer bluff, and Deacon is going to climb up and then throw down a rope. 24 athletics is more than enough to do it.
24.
Despite wearing heavy
Jack
armor, he
Bauer
shimmies
that.
up like a spider monkey.
Spider monkey.
Like an orangutan.
But without the poop throwing.
Did you also
Alright, this
graduate
time.
from
This time
climbing
I'll-
things 101?
Maybe.
That was his major.
This was his elective. That was his elective. No.
Right,
His
it was actually
major
after-
was
It was an after-hours
definitely
club.
hitting.
And we also need a nature check now to go with Deacon's athletics check. Someone has to make a nature. Oh,
13.
That's not good.
that is insufficient.
That
So you get to the top and you look
Can I
around
do
and you
a-
realize you've actually gone in the wrong direction at this point, and this whole climb was for naught. So you turn around and climb back down the
Not make the
cliff.
same thing? Can Irvin not do the same thing? Another nature check?
Only
one
one
person
nature check per go.
Oh wait, I forgot to add my plus. It's that.
Oh, that was your
Plus
raw
8.
roll.
That was my raw roll plus 8, so 21.
That is more than enough then to succeed. Okay, you guys are fine. So yes,
now we
you
gotta
have-
climb back up.
Yeah, you have to climb back up.
Yay!
Alright, that counts as one success. Who else would like to do something?
I can do an intelligence check, but I don't know what that would do very much.
I'm gonna do a perception check to check for any danger.
Absolutely. 25, excellent. In fact, you do, you're walking around and you realize at one point as you're walking, now you're not a nature expert, so you're going to have to call over one of the others to double check this, but you're pretty sure you've just found some footprints of something very large. How about we do a nature check?
I've got
Okay.
a plus 2, is that
By
good?
me?
No, I got a plus 8, so...
Yeah, it's got to be someone other than the primary person, and ideally you take the person with the biggest plus. Okay, that's good. Yeah, between the two of you, you've worked out that you're actually coming a little bit close to where a bear is lairing in a cave. So you're gonna sidestep around that. So this translates to you're going to get a +2 bonus on your next check because you've identified some danger.
Yay.
I don't think the bear has a religion, so it's not very useful. Dungeoneering. Can you describe what dungeoneering does? We're not actually in a dungeon, but does it look for traps?
Yes, it would actually look for traps. It's also good in urban settings. It works there as well. So it's the knowledge of things you could spot: cave-ins, traps, just maneuver around man-made structures, that sort of thing.
I have a plus 8
Okay.
to intimidate, but I don't think I'm going to try to intimidate a tree, so I'm not
Or a
sure.
bear?
That sounds like quitter
That
talk.
would be bad.
What does it mean by Arcana? It's Arcana and Intelligence. Is that what exactly is that dealing with?
use of magic device.
Oh, okay. Because that'll be a +10 for me. I'm also pretty good at diplomacy, I guess, if we ever run into any of that. So maybe we could have made a treaty with the kobolds, maybe? I don't know. Because I have a +7 to that.
How about endurance or something? Maybe I like try to run ahead and look if there's anything around, maybe?
Absolutely. Could also represent something like you are just, because you have such good constitution, you're supporting your other teammates who maybe aren't so good trekking through the wilderness like this.
I can also help them out with that because I can have +7 to endurance.
Say, I can help them just push the branches of twigs.
Would I be able to assist him with his endurance?
Oh dear.
That's the roll.
This is good. This is really good.
Well, yes.
I
The
don't-
way it
I don't think
normally
you made it
works.
very far.
Normally you do it the other way around, but I will allow the other people, up to 2 more people who have the endurance skill, can do a check right now against a target of 10, and if they succeed, they'll give Travak a +2 to his roll.
I've kind of just run
So I
forward and
just
tripped.
roll a d20 +7.
Grumden just rolled like 30 times.
Well, since he
Is that how
succeeded
many
all
times
4
you're supposed
times,
to?
Oh, nope.
Let's just take the first one. We
yeah, Deacon wasn't able to
program is
assist.
lagging.
Oh, okay. Deacon wasn't able to assist, but Grumden was, and that does bring you to a 10, which is all you need for the endurance check. So that'll count as another success, assuming someone can make a nature check at this point. Someone who wasn't one of these 3 people.
I'll do it.
Tree hugger.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm just.
Does insight actually do anything? Is that just, you know, kind of like looking at something and being able to examine it, or...
Yeah, in fact, insight would have a use here, if you'd like to roll it.
For nature? He rolled a 24 though,
No.
so I don't think I'll need to.
Yeah,
Just do the insight anyway.
Yeah, this means that the endurance check is totally successful because we got the nature check, but now you're going to do an insight. So you guys are up to 2 successes now.
We are too pro. Look at me, I'm a nature expert.
Aha!
Oh,
25.
that's better insight.
Yeah, so at this
I know
point you
everything
guys
about life.
have crossed most of the forest, and you're actually just on the borders of the town itself. And you paused for a bit from a little bit of a height to watch the town, and you were able to discern some patterns in their patrols. And you've been able to figure out there's probably a point that you can foresee here where the patrols where you're going to cross into town will be at the lightest, and you'll have a good opportunity to cross into the town itself. So that's a 3rd success. If you can make a nature check, or someone can make a nature check. Perhaps Ervin? I don't know if he's actually rolled yet.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
have
I just
him
rolled
roll
15.
then. No, it's okay, we don't. It's okay. We'll have we'll have Ervin roll, since you did the last one.
Alright, so I'm rolling nature.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yay!
Alright, at this point, the last thing you have to do is cross the river to enter the town itself. You've crossed through the forest successfully thanks to all your checks. You've determined a good time to dodge the patrol, but now you have to cross the river and then you'll be into the town. At this point, everyone in the group needs to make an athletics check.
How about I go first and I tie a rope? We chain a rope between all of us, and I go
I
first,
have a
and then I
pretty
basically
high, I have a pretty high athletics, I could do that.
Everyone has to
You
do
know,
My
I've got a
athletics
-1
is
athletics.
I've got 2 athletics.
I have a -4.
Oh god. Okay, can you tie a rope
I'm
and then
gonna
we can do it?
drown. I'm just
Yeah.
going to just fall down and drown.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can prepare
No.
by using a rope.
Go for it,
That's a
Chris.
great idea.
I'll
Ervin
look
gets
at-
across
I'll
with
look
no
after
problem.
you.
Tie a rope, Arvin. Please, we need it.
Yep, he'll be holding the rope on the other side and providing a line for you to
Does
pull
that
yourself
give us a
across with.
plus anything, or is that just...
I will give you a +2.
Okay.
Oh.
Now, Deacon, you want to do the same thing? Go across and toss another rope so we get another +2?
No, just the one.
Yeah, I could do that.
They won't stack.
Could he make the rope more sturdy? Because, Aravan's going to have to be holding onto it, so maybe he can be, next to Aravan and be also holding onto it to make it tighter, so there's no slack?
Well, Aravan could just tie it around a tree. I presume that there's people on both sides of it doing as much as they can with the rope, and yeah, you guys are doing everything you can at this point.
Okay,
And
11. I assume that's a fail.
Oh, you're dead! Oh no! Wait, does he drown? No, success. Okay,
I
never
am
mind.
too good.
Oh, wow, that's good.
No, I rolled a 14.
If I made it, you made it.
Oh, you rolled an 11, okay.
Okay, I think I am the last one, right?
No, I'm last. Well, I'm still over. It's one. I get +2 on my athletics, right?
No, you get plus another 2 to whatever is your athletics bonus, because you have a rope.
So
Oh,
I
I
have
forgot to add
plus
that,
11
but I made it
to my
over.
athletic.
Okay, then you have plus
Oh,
11.
look at that.
Look at this show off.
Dropping
He's over there. No, he
I
like
don't
swims.
even swim. I don't know. I don't even swim across. I just sort of like leap to the river. I just like jump across.
Oh god, Grumden, 26, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
So Grumden and Deacon were kind of just like, do we even need to, walk across this?
Don't mind me, I'm a dwarf. Just
Yeah.
walking on water.
Let's have a
Yeah.
jumping contest.
Does he need one for Hanto?
Yes.
Wait, the dwarf just cannonballs in and then just walks out of the river.
How do I know the wolf's athletic?
Just do a roll first of all, and if it comes close enough, I'll check the info. Just do a basic 1d20.
Epic fail.
No, the wolf is dead. No.
Let me see here.
Oh god. Poor puppy.
Yeah, even like with pluses from strength and things. Apparently, this wolf is not a natural swimmer. What?
Oh god.
He just walks around along the bottom of the lake.
That wolf is made out of stone.
Maybe we figure out the wolf. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a
Just
boy.
tie a rope and pull him in.
Yeah, well, the wolf did have a rope around him, and that was in fact the problem. He's trying to do his normal kind of doggy paddle, but the rope starts to get caught up in its feet and screws him up, and you're forced to just drag him back. And he's okay, but there's been a lot of noise and a lot of disruption, and your wolf's also taken in a lot of water and is going to be coughing for the next while, and generally making things a lot less good for the group.
Damn it, we all made it through. Except the wolf.
Freaking animals, man.
In fact, because of all the noise and the clatter that's gone on with this crossing at this point, you guys are definitely going to have to do one more skill check on this side of the river to try to avoid getting caught here, because you think that there might be a patrol coming this way, especially if they've heard anything, like a wolf yelping.
So, what skill check are we doing?
Anything you
Perception?
think is appropriate.
Would Dungeoneering would work?
I would say that yes, at this point Dungeoneering will work because you can get a sense of the city layout and think of a way that, oh, you know what, if we go between these two buildings, I don't think we'll be seen. That sort of thing.
Okay. I'm gonna do a Dungeoneering roll.
I think we're getting.
Okay, I also do a Dungeoneering roll, since I have +8. Can I do that?
Sure. But this, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you guys have gotten all the successes you need to enter the town. However, the 2 failures you've got are going to maybe make a couple of other things a little more difficult for you down the road. But, we'll get there when we get there. For now, you're safely in the city.
At this point,
Damn it, we would have had full successes.
Would a history check be of any use?
Yeah, hold
Could
on a sec.
certainly mark down our failures.
For future reflection, do not let wolf cross water.